Is it hard to access affordable, healthy food? Then listen carefully. Darrell Addison, an African-American inventor, has patented a process for growing food on demand. He called it Torpedo Pot. Torpedo Pot is a fully automated flower pot that gives you control over your plant's environment. All you do is add soil, seeds, and plants to the flower pot and watch it grow. Yes, Torpedo Pot grows the rest. Visit www.torpedopot.com.
Hi, African Diaspora. It is your favorite attorney, Attorney Allie Booker, here to discuss bonds and the Young Thug Gunna YSL indictment and denial of bond. When can a judge deny someone's bond? There are many reasons why a judge may deny bond, and then we need to know these reasons, being a part of the African diaspora, because the laws are unequally applied to us a lot of the times, and we do find ourselves in situations more often than others due to the color of our skin. Let's just be honest. And again, the laws are unequally applied to us, so we do find ourselves being held with no bond or having higher bonds than many of our counterparts. In this particular case, this is a crazy case that's been, in the news because these are big time platinum artists that have been charged with racketeering. And there have been indictments that have been handed down stating that these gentlemen of YSL, which means Young Stoner Life, it's a record label of young thugs, but it's also the federales say it's a gang, okay? And they say that this gang participates in the distribution of drugs and other things, that it's an organized organization to do so. So they organize themselves in an effort to better carry out these crimes, and that they also engage in the use of violence in an effort to do this. And so Young Thug has been denied bond several times. The last time being about 5 days ago, where he was denied bond, I think for the second time. He has a trial that's been set for early 2023, and the judge has held him without bond. And a lot of people are going, why has Young Thug been held without bond? Why would a person be held without bond? Well, the allegations in this particular case are that Young Thug is very, very successful, and we know that. He has millions and millions of followers. He's sold millions and millions of records. The youth are very much into him. He has a huge following. And because of the fact that he has this following, he has a lot of power. And they're not really just locking him up and throwing away the key or not giving him a bond because he's an influencer or he's a rapper. It's because he has the uncanny ability, they believe, to be able to hush witnesses. And they believe that he has a huge influence on others to do the same. And I will say that, I don't like when people are held without bond. I don't think it's proper or correct a lot of the times. But the court does have to set a bond that they believe keeps the community safe. And this judge just does not believe the community is safe if rapper Young Thug is let out. And he doesn't believe that because it's so many gang-related charges. And Young Thug is so good at moving the masses that these people are going to come up dead. Now, on a personal level, what I believe is will come up dead or severely harmed. They're going to flip the witnesses, okay? He's going to flip the witnesses. So inevitably, that's why he has no bond, because they believe he can flip the witnesses, okay? And he could turn the witnesses against the government and in favor of himself by either threatening them, enticing them with money, because he has a record label. And I'm sorry, it's not Young Stoner Life. I'm sorry, it's Young, and you guys are not going to like this, but it's Young Slime Life, okay? And so that's not the best name to have, and that's one of the things that they're throwing in his face to no bond him. They're also using rap lyrics. And I want to talk about that for a second because I don't believe that that's a fair and adequate way to judge or adjudicate an individual by playing their rap lyrics. Because it's kind of like acting per se. And it doesn't mean that just because they're saying that they've partaken in these activities or that they're doing these things. And we specifically see this in our community with Rick Ross. Rick Ross was talked about, defamed, and took a hit for a while because people were saying that he didn't do the things that he rapped about. And they said that if he hadn't done those things, he shouldn't be rapping about them. And he didn't agree. And he still continued on. And he is still an influential person within the hip hop and rap community. However, it is understood by many people that Young Thug is different. And that members of YSL, Young Slime Life, are different. Gunna, but it's Gunna, Gunna, is another rapper. And he was also arrested along with Young Thug. They're on the same record label. And they're a part of this, allegedly, the same gang. Okay? And this gentleman is also incarcerated as well. And when you have people that can turn and influence people to do things on their behalf, you have to watch it. And that's the reason why this judge has decided that until this trial takes place, we're not going to let him out. Now, that does not mean that the judge will not change his mind later. Honestly, Young Thug has not been locked up for too long. I assume, and I can't be crystal clear on this, but I assume that he probably will get out before January. I don't know exactly on what terms. It'll probably be some sort of house arrest. I just believe the judge is denying bond and bail at this time because he needs to do that. This is a case where everybody is watching it. And if you just let him out and something is to happen to one of those witnesses, or the federal government is unable to make their case against him, or any other agency is unable to make their case against him, you look like the bad guy and you'll be railed. And this judge is going to have to sit again, or they're going to try to sit again. They're going to have to run for election, and you don't want things like this over your head. Now, I'm not saying that the judge is disrespecting or doing something to Young Thug to get back in office. What I'm saying is, a lot of the times, judges on bonds, they justify those bonds with the actions or the alleged actions of the culprits. And the thing is, when you're dealing with a bond situation, you don't get to get into the facts of the case per se. It's very surface. And so what you're looking at are certain factors. You're looking at the danger to the community, their employment history, their ability to be able to come up with money. You look at things like their ability to influence witnesses. Again, the safety of the community. And when you have people that racketeer, that shoot, that beat, that maim, that kill, in an effort to better sell drugs, that is a problem. And so that is why he is remaining locked up for now. So I wanted to just discuss that with you all because I know that's been a big thing. There are many times where, of course, the law is unequally applied to us. And I do believe this is one of them because I believe he's Young Thug. And although he's influential, he shouldn't be punished because he's a rapper. I believe that you should give him a very high bond that's going to hit and hurt him, which that's the proof. I mean, you want to make sure, the bond is set to, it's not for punishment, but it's set to secure someone's attendance in court. And it is set to make sure that they comport or comply with their bond conditions. But seeing as how he has stated, and his lawyer has stated, that he would be willing to go under house arrest, with GPS monitors, etc., I do think the judge, should look into that, and does need to take that into account. What I honestly think is happening on a personal level, guys, is that there are certain witnesses, okay, that they are keeping under wraps, okay? And if they let Young Thug out, he will be able, possibly, because you can't really put a gag order on him with respect to criminal litigation. You can put gag orders with respect to civil litigation, but because he's charged with a criminal offense, you can't really stop him from talking. And guys, there was a teenager that was just arrested days ago that threatened to kill the Fulton County Sheriff, okay, if he didn't let Young Thug out of jail. Yeah, I'm sure Young Thug had not talked to this gentleman. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he hadn't talked to this young gentleman. This is the reason that he has no bond. That he can move and mobilize masses. And if he were to tell us who these people were that was testifying against him in any song, in anything, he probably wouldn't have to do a thing. I don't doubt that society or the citizens themselves would take care of these witnesses. Okay? It's a crazy following that Young Thug has. Because you have to look at the people like the Travis Scott. You see what happened at Travis Scott's concert and how these children were trampled and everybody was in a trance, and they have these followers and they're very rave-like. And I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful when I say some of the things that some of their followers do, it does not contain common sense, analytical reasoning, or intelligence. And so that is why he has no bond. And that is why someone else who may be a rapper, who may kind of say the same things, may get a bond. Because that person, depending on, and we're not going to look at even at contents of lyrics, because I don't agree with that and I think it's wrong, and I cannot wait until a law is passed to prohibit it. But you have to look at the lifestyle a person leads and lives as well. And so what it is they're able to prove that Young Thug's lifestyle lines up with his lyrics, therefore making him a danger to society and justifying no bond in this case. So I just wanted to discuss that with you guys. You guys have a fantastic day. Until I see you all next time, goodbye. And make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Legal QT, okay? TikTok channel, Legal QT. I have an Instagram, she_ya_lawyer. And you can all add me on Facebook for those of you all who do Facebook. I'm just Allie Booker on there. You guys, bye until next time.
Hey family, make sure you join us on the new and improved AfricanDiasporaNews.org. Now, it is our uncensored and raw truth website. We have to make sure to have our own website because on social media platforms, they do have rules, and at any time they could change a rule and shut a whole genre down. Now, that would not happen to us because on AfricanDiasporaNews.org, we can speak the truth. We don't have to hold back. So make sure you join our website today.